I want to talk about mentorship. And a lot of times when we talk about mentorship, we actually talk about people, but AI can also be a mentor if communicating with AI the right way. And so can you talk a little bit about that?
That's a great hot button for me because I have never gone, I won't say never, I seldom have ever been hired to start a company and I've gone to the office. I've done the majority of it from a home office. And because of that, I've got my list of tasks and I'm just grinding and drilling through all these things. There are literally some days when the only people I talk to are Siri and Alexa. And and now that has exponentially increased because I'm able to use other AI assistants to do things for me. And so you find that you are delegating your Dan Sullivan who not how
Yeah.
has, who's have become AI instead of a person that you're texting or
Yeah.
calling or emailing to say do these things. It's now a thing. It's a AI
Yeah.
assistant. But the trick is, number one, how to utilize them and maximize them. And then secondly, defining those things that you can give to them. And it all goes, some of it goes back to Dan Martell's book, which is Buy Your Time Back, which is a phenomenal book about assigning things to who and not trying to figure out how to do it yourself. And now your who is AI, and you
Yeah.
have a plethora of assistants to talk to and to decide who's going to do it and who are the best tools. I think is the challenge because AI is changing so rapidly. What new tool came up in the last hour or day or week that now is better than the one you're using that is currently AI? And I think that's going to be challenging. And whoever would think that we'd have that kind of a problem is what tool can do this better than the one I just chose instead of who can I call?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of my favorite books, Who Not How, by Dan Sullivan and Ben something. I can't remember his last name off the top of my head. Ben Hardy, I want to say.
Dr. Ben Hardy
Yeah,
and
yeah, he's great. Yeah, it's such a great book. It's interesting because I love to write. I'm not a great writer, and so I had typically always depended on editors to help me edit my stuff. Now I depend on ChatGPT. At one point, I was using a little bit of Jasper too, but it's I can write something and then say this in 50% of the words with the same impact as if you were my chief marketing officer or if you were Dan Sullivan. I can say things in different ways that that are great and make a big impact.